Hi students, we started Unit 2B. Excretory products and their elimination. In the last class, we discussed what is excretion and modes of excretion like ammonotelism, ureotelism and uricotelism. Today we discuss about the excretory organs. Excretory organs. What are excretory organs? What are excretory organs? The organs which eliminate nitrogenous and waste material from body to outside are called excretory organs. Animals possess different type of excretory organs. All these excretory organs helps in elimination of nitrogenous and other waste material and also play an important role in the maintain the water balance and ionic balance in the body. So excretory organs helps in excretion of the waste material and play an important role in the maintenance of water and salts in the body. Here, the excretory organs of the animals collect the waste from body cells or body fluids. In this process, the excretory organs collects water and ions also. Water and ions also. Now, the excretory organs discharge waste material along with excess of water and salts. The excretory organs reabsorb water and salts from the waste material. So, excretory organs reabsorb the water and salts from waste material and also excrete excess of water and salts or ions. So the excretory organs maintain fluid ionic balance in our body. It also helps in excretion. So here animals possess different type of excretory organs. The lower invertebrates possess simple tubular excretory organs. Simple tubular excretory organs. But man and vertebrates possess complex excretory organs called kidneys. So man and vertebrates possess kidneys. Kidneys are the complex or well developed excretory organs. Now we discuss about different excretory organs in the animals. Number one, protonephridia. Protonephridia. The protonephridia are the tubular end structures. So, protonephridia are tubular and end structures, end tubular structures. The tubular protonephridia, tubular protonephridia ends with a cell, ends with a cell or closed with a cell called flame bulb. So this is tubular protonephridia. The tubular protonephridia is blind-ended structure. Blind-ended structure. It ends with a cell. This cell is called flame bulb. This is a flame bulb or flame cell. So this is tubular protoneph. So the protonephridia are blind-ended tube-like structures. The tubes of protonephridia ends with a cell called flame bulb or flame cell. The flame bulb or flame cell possesses a bunch of cilia. Bunch of cilia. The cilia extends into tube-like protonephridia. The cilia of the flame cell or flame bulb appears like a flame. The movement of cilia appears like a flame. Hence the name flame bulb or flame cell. The flame bulb or flame cell collect the nitrogenous waste. Now the cilia of the flame cell pushes the nitrogenous waste into protonephridia tubes of the protonephridia, and this nitrogenous waste eliminates from body to outside through tubes of the protonephridia. The protonephridia helps in elimination of nitrogenous waste and maintain fluid ionic balance. The protonephridia found in Platyhelminthes, rotifers, some annelids, larvae of molluscans, and lancelets. So the protonephridia found in platyhelminthes, rotifers, some annelids, larvae of molluscans and lancelets. So these are protonephridia. Next, mesonephridia. Mesonephridium. Mesonephridium is also tubular structures. Tubular structures. The tubular mesonephridium enveloped by network of capillaries. Network of capillaries. So the tubular mesonephridia envelopes network like capillaries. Network like capillaries. Next, the mesonephridia opens into coelomic fluid. Opens into coelomic fluid. Coelomic fluid. So the mesonephridium collect the nitrogenous waste from coelomic fluid and also blood. So this is mesonephridium of earthworm. So earthworm possess mesonephridium. Mesonephridium, the earthworms possess different type of mesonephridia. Mesonephridia. So the mesonephridium possess a funnel-shaped structure. Funnel-shaped structure, neck, body, and nephridiophore. So the mesonephridium open out from body to outside through nephridiophore. Here, the funnel-shaped structure of mesonephridium opens into coelomic fluid. Coelomic fluid. Some of the mesonephridium of earthworm opens into alimentary canal. This is alimentary canal. So some of the mesonephridium open out from body to outside through nephridiophore. Some of the nephridia opens into alimentary canal. So here the mesonephridium enveloped by network of capillaries. Here body of the mesonephridium contains large number of blood vessels. Here the funnel-shaped margin of the funnel-shaped structure possesses cilia-like process. So the movement of cilia-like process, the nitrogenous waste from coelomic fluid enter into funnel-shaped structure. From there, it reach to body of the mesonephridium. Next, The body of the mesonephridium collect the nitrogenous waste from blood. Later, the collected nitrogenous waste excrete to outside of the body through nephridiophore. Some of the mesonephridium release its excretory waste into the alimentary canal. Later, this excretory waste passes out through anus. So, mesonephridium are the tubular structure and envelopes with network-like capillaries. The mesonephridium opens into coelomic fluid. The mesonephridium also helps in excretion and also play an important role in water ionic balance in the body. So these are mesonephridium found in annelids. Example, earthworm. So these are mesonephridium. Next, Malpighian tubules. So Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules are blind-ended structures. Blind-ended structures. Generally, the Malpighian tubules found in insects. Insects are arthropods. Example, cockroach. So generally, Malpighian tubules are present in insects or arthropods. And terrestrial arthropods also possess Malpighian tubules. Terrestrial arthropods. So Malpighian tubules found in insects of arthropods and terrestrial arthropods. The Malpighian tubules are blind-ended, thread-like tubular structures. So, at one side of the Malpighian tubules are closed and another side opens into alimentary canal. For example, cockroach. So this is alimentary canal, canal of cockroach. Alimentary canal of cockroach divides into three parts: foregut, midgut, and hindgut. So this is midgut. This is hindgut. At the junction of midgut and hindgut, a bunch of yellow colored thread-like structures are present called Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules. So at the junction of midgut and hindgut of the insects, a bunch of yellow color thread-like tubular structures are present called Malpighian tubules. So the Malpighian tubule, at one side, the Malpighian tubule is closed. This is Malpighian tubule. At one end of the Malpighian tubule is closed and another side opens into alimentary canal. Alimentary canal. The Malpighian tubules submerged in the hemolymph, the body cavity of the insects or cockroach filled with blood. So this is called hemolymph. Hemolymph. So the Malpighian tubules are bathed or submerged in the hemolymph or blood. The Malpighian tubules collect the nitrogenous waste, water and ions. Now the wall of the Malpighian tubule reabsorb the essential substances like water salts. After absorption of the essential substances, water and salts, the Malpighian tubule pushes the nitrogenous waste into alimentary canal. So nitrogenous waste and a little amount of excess water and ions are enter into alimentary canal. Later, these now the wall of the alimentary canal reabsorb the water. Finally, the dry nitrogenous waste passes out from the alimentary canal through anus. So here the Malpighian tubules helps in excretion and also play an important role in water and ion balance. So with the help of Malpighian tubules, insects or terrestrial arthropods conserve the water. Here, generally the insects or cockroach is uricotelic animal. Insects or cockroach excrete their nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid. Uric acid excrete in the form of semi-solid paste or dry pellets. So the water and salts are reabsorbed by Malpighian tubules and alimentary canal. So the Malpighian tubules play an important role in water conservation also. So these are Malpighian tubules. Next, antennary glands or green glands. Or green glands. Antennary glands or green glands. The antennary glands or green glands are found in crustaceans. Crustaceans are arthropods. Example, prawn. Prawn is a crustacean. So, antennary glands or green glands are found in crustaceans. Crustaceans are arthropods. antennary glands are located at the bases of antennae. At the bases of antennae. So arthropods possess head of the arthropods possess long elongated structures called antennae. So the bases of antennae possess excretory glands called antennary glands. These are also called green glands. The antennary glands are green glands. Collect the nitrogenous waste from hemolymph. From hemolymph. The antennary glands and green glands are also helps in excretion and maintain water ionic balance. So these are antennary glands. Next to coxal glands. Coxal glands are found in arachnids. Arachnids are also arthropods. Arachnids are also arthropods. The coxal glands are open out at the basis of coxa of the walking legs. Here, so generally arthropods possess jointed walking legs. Each leg contains coxa, trochanter, femur, tibia, so leg of the arthropods possess coxa, trochanter, femur, tibia. So this is first part of the leg is called coxa. So at the basis of coxa, the coxal glands are open out. Hence the name coxal glands. Coxal glands are found in arachnids. Coxal gland possess end sac and a tube. End sac and a tube. The coxal glands also collect the waste from hemolymph. It's stored in the end sac and discharged through tube-like structure. So coxal glands are found in arachnids. Next, metanephridia. Metanephridia. Next, kidneys. kidneys, metanephridium, or renal, organs, and pericardial glands. So kidneys, metanephridium or renal organs, and pericardial glands. The kidneys and pericardial glands are found in molluscans. Kidneys are also called metanephridium or renal organs. The kidneys and pericardial glands collect the nitrogenous waste. From body fluids and eliminate from body to outside. Here, the pericardial glands are found or located anterior side of the pericardium. What is pericardium? The heart is enclosed by double-walled layer called pericardium. Outer layer is called fibrous layer. Inner layer is called serous layer. Serous layer has two layers. So, heart is covered by double-walled peritoneum, in which outer peritoneum is called fibrous layer, inner peritoneum is called serous layer. So, the fibrous and serous layers are collectively called pericardium. The pericardium protect the heart. Here, the pericardial glands are located anterior side of the pericardium. Next, the pericardial glands opens into cavity of the pericardium. So the pericardial glands collect the nitrogenous waste from hemolymph and release them into cavities of the pericardium. Later, the pericardium remove this nitrogenous waste. So, kidneys and pericardial glands are excretory organs in molluscans. So, these are the excretory organs in the invertebrates. These are simple. The excretory organs in the invertebrates are simple tubular structures, but the vertebrates and man possess complex or well developed excretory organs called kidneys. I will explain the human excretory system in the next class.